is SDC Radio 1. Lock it on to the best station on the net, around the planet, on the World Wide Web. In the mix.
You are listening to the award-winning radio show from SDC Radio Works. This is Smith Fitz Talk Radio Magazine, with your host Kenneth Howard Smith. Thanks for listening.
Hey, I'm here, you guys. And it is 9:42. And it's Friday, June 16th, 2023. We've been dealing with some really crazy stuff today. Our family lost our younger brother this afternoon. Young Todd Gilchrist passed away. Breaks my heart because, my mom raised him. I was in the service when my mom married his father. And he was a baby. My mom raised Todd along with our daughter Christine. Hanging around, growing up together. And it's like, wow, man, I don't know. As I said, I guess it's their time. Lord Jesus. What a horrible way. Guys, you gotta... I don't know what to do. I really can't say anything about what's going on. Like I was telling my daughter just a few minutes ago, man, we all lose our Superman powers, our Supergirl powers. When it comes to life and death, we have no control of it unless you're putting somebody to death for doing something wrong, and then you have control of life and death. But God, a young man, life, everything really to live for. Now, young Todd. Anyway, our prayers go out to all of our families, to all our families. Because, it takes a hit on everybody. Everybody takes a hit on. So anyway, Michael and Joyce Gilchrist, brother and sister to Todd, and our stepbrother and sister. So they got a call a couple days ago to come in and see how Todd was doing. Basically, they had him on life support and had the tube down his throat. And they said he could communicate. And as soon as they got back home, within a matter of hours, they told him to come back to the hospital. Turn around, come right back, right now. Todd didn't last that long when they got to the hospital. I don't know how it works anymore. I don't know how anything works anymore. Only thing I basically live for is the hospital, I guess. That's my biggest journey in life. For the past several years, it's to the hospital every couple of weeks. Pacemaker, blood, high blood pressure, bad heart, bad everything. And I'm hanging in there through the will of God and the blessings of the family and my mama's prayers that she stored up for my crazy self. Because God knows I'm not worthy of any of it. But I'm so thankful she thought of me. Put something in treasure in heaven for this crazy old man. But anyway, the family's still reeling from our other baby, Desiree Smith Thompson. Our little girl was basically kidnapped and murdered 7 years ago in California City. And Sherry, boy, my sister-in-law, Sherry Smith, boy, she was like a tiger, man. She didn't let nothing go. Every string, she tugged strings. She pulled strings forever. She left no stone unturned for her baby. And anyway, the man that did it, according to KGET.com, and their television station in Bakersfield, the man that murdered our baby, he was sentenced 25 years to life. And they still looking at him for other murders that they cannot find. Now remember, he was on a list for another young lady who had disappeared weeks before up in California City. And they were out looking for her, the young lady that came up missing for 2 weeks, when they stumbled up on our Desiree in the backyard under a garden, being buried there for 7 years. Whew. Anyway, Deborah Williams, Brother Keith, baby sister. We think about her and pray for her too. It ain't, everybody's family. Nobody gets a chance to hear from me that much because I really ain't got nothing to say anymore. I rode this horse forever. Seemed like getting beat up by all the media people who didn't like what I was saying, who didn't like what I was reporting on, bad-mouthing me, putting me in jeopardy. And then all of a sudden it all comes true. And I'm the only one that gets 2 or 3 private phone calls a day from somebody. They refuse to say who they are. But I already know who they are. They're the big national news companies. They want me on their radio shows. And I don't talk. I don't want to be in no Zoom or anything. Because, one, I don't wear my teeth. Things gag the crap out of me. $10,000 worth of plastic and crap in my mouth that cost me a fortune. I think I wore them for the first 2 or 3 months. And after that, I went like, oh God, things are gagging me to death. Gag me with a spoon, man. I was like, I can't deal with that stuff. So anyway, as Gail King says, hey, I only want to date a man that got all of his teeth in his mouth. Oops, I don't. So me and Gail, and we didn't party ways. We don't talk no more, and I don't watch your show anymore since she told me she don't like me no more. So that's the end of that. So what else we got going? President Trump, 35 count indictment. Boy, you talking about some crazy stuff. The family is in total chaos mode. I mean, if you go to YouTube, this is about 2 hours ago, and it's from Midas Touch Network, and the title is Trump Family in Total Panic After the Arrest. Okay, now, God, I can't believe it, but I mean, Don Jr., how come he always look like he's on cocaine or something, man? I don't understand that guy, man. It's like, and he maybe cries like they're the only people in the world. The only people in the world. Nobody exists but them. Nobody. And and that's a tragedy. But check this out. So anyway, I was going to play this rant and rave, but the whole family, Eric, Don Jr., and Kim Guilfoyle, I was quite surprised to find out that she is a attorney. My goodness. Really? Yeah. That's a movie frame. Really? Yeah. Talk like a lunatic. It's amazing when you've been beating the heck out and stealing from people for so long, and it's your turn to face the music, and oh, how you cry. Oh, God, how you cry. Cried so hard it makes me throw up. So anyway, I'm just going to read some of the replies back. And I got to do this because these people ain't right. And the grand jury is also indict Daniel Penny. Okay? That's all got something to do with that madness they're doing down there. So anyway, let's break it down a little bit. So one of the first ones is, oh my God, listen to all those Trumpy lies. The whole family is nuts. And that was 3 hours ago, and that's 352 hits and replies on that one answer. And that's one of the low ones. Here's another one. This is has 709 replies, and it's from Deborah Kennedy. And it's from 2 hours ago, and she wrote, I am definitely supporting Donald Trump's arrest, conviction, and sentencing. Ooh, 709 people said, yeah. And here's another one from Miss Kathy Hoskins. And this has only 127 replies at the same time. It makes me very sad to see all those people that have been brainwashed act like morons to get their leader out of trouble. And let's see what else we got. I mean, it just goes on and on and on like that. Some nice ones. Here's one. This is T2882. 280 thumbs up. And he goes, I love how they're trying to frame their father's criminal behavior into Democrats are coming after you. Okay. This is Ellie, 2 hours ago. Lifetime Republican. Here, lock up Dump. Vote for The Rock before Dump or any of his embarrassing clan. Now it's 156 thumbs up on that. I don't know why I read that for. I guess it was in the way. But some of the people, they've got long dissertations on Mr. Trump. And every last one of them at least got a handful. Misinformed. 444 thumbs up. The Trumps are whining about being held accountable like everyone else. And let's see what else they got down here for us poor people. Oh, everything is just under 100. Under 100. Under 100. Here's one, 624. Catherine Wilfong. Trump and his 3 older children are shameful. They have brought shame. They have brought shame upon this country. And that's 624 thumbs up. So let's see what else we're going to rumble through here before we get out of here, my chickadees. Let's see. Anyway, I can't deal with these guys anymore. I mean, they kept saying if Trump get arrested, you know, all the crazy folks is going to turn up and just, it's going to be a disaster. They're going to riot in the street and burn down everything. Well, so far, nobody showed up. There's probably more press than there is anybody else. So that means his personality with the people that he think are on his side are peeling away from him like crazy. Remember now, all his bad people that will do something, they're all in prison. The real trigger pullers, they're gone. The ones that are left are the sheep who barks about nothing. God, listen to this one. This is from Gregory Polak. This is 3 hours ago. Damn Eric Trump just said exactly what the Trump family does to their enemies. And you know, that's everything. And that was a lot of replies. That's 381. Anyway, it just goes on and 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 on. And it just, I feel on this story from the Midas Touch, Trump family in total panic after the arrest. Oh, what else is going on? Oh, tornadoes. Tornadoes in Detroit City. Man, they done leveling blocks, leveling houses. But anyway, I didn't say anything about baby sister Wanda. Well, we were all on pins and needles for her operation. And so yesterday, they finally removed the last of the staples in her abdomen. And our baby's back at home, and she's doing fine. Thank God for small favors. Our little baby sister's hanging in there. Oh, as far as the rest of us, you know, Lonnie's hanging in there. Lonnie's helping me with building chicken coop. Brenda's too. We're all doing what we can do out here. You saw a video. Here's something else I gotta talk to you guys about. We're getting a lot of people dumped in our neighborhood. These people are coming from everywhere. We think they're all from California, Orange County, somewhere around Los Angeles. I don't know if they're coming here by buses, cars. These people are just being dumped on our streets. Now, in our neighborhood, here in Happy Trails, named for Roy Rogers and Dale Evans, Happy Trails. Well, this is not a neighborhood you want to be lost in, running around, because there's been a lot of thefts and everything, according to Nextdoor.com in our neighborhood. People are getting their houses broken into and cars getting broken into, cameras on them, and cameras are not deterring these people. These people are getting angry around here. And, yeah, they got their guns at the door. We got our guns at the door, too. And, anyway, the young lady, she was totally discombobulated. I couldn't understand it. I had to take a picture of her and post her. I gave her some money and whatnot, took her downtown. She didn't know where downtown was. She was so far out here, she didn't know downtown was 40 miles away. Said she'd been here 2.5 years. Couldn't identify a street. Couldn't identify landmarks in Mesa, Tempe. Couldn't identify nothing. But she'd been here 2.5 years? What does that mean? You've been locked up in a house? You've been locked up in prison? You've been locked up in a hospital? What's going on? Anyway, they're getting thick as thieves out here. I mean, we got them sleeping under the bridges out by our house now, under the roadways. Oh, you hear what I'm saying? They're just littering the street. These people are walking aimlessly throughout the neighborhood, night and day. And we've been trying to ease some of the tension around here, because, they all kind of end up at your house. But anyway, we're not going to forget them, because I know, hey, there's a lot of problems. So we've got a lot of mental illness around here. And like I said, they're just being dumped off in the streets. And we got it basically piled on our doors, and we got to handle it. But anyway, any of you guys that know anything about anything, you should join your nextdoor.com to really get first-hand knowledge of what's going on around the corner, down the block, next door neighbor across the street, next door. That's what it's about. Nextdoor.com, people. It's not a paid commercial. This is for safety and everything, okay? You need this. Oh, what else is new? Oh, Reddit decided to dump our account. Don't understand the reasoning. So anyway, they wrote me a bunch of stuff, threatening to, well, they didn't threaten. They permanently shut down my account. Don't know why. For some reason that they gave in their reasoning, which had nothing to do with me. Nothing. I don't understand that. They basically want you to research a story if you say a story. But the only thing I use the Reddit for is basically my music. Showing some of our music outlets, and that, hey, you can download our music and start your own radio station and whatnot. And the site just points to our site. And that's it. Maybe I didn't use their site enough. You think? You think that could be it? You really think so? Don't know. Can't say, as we would talk. So anyway, Professor Parker finally got back from Colorado. And she was a little ill when she returned, but she went back to support her Denver Nuggets, who won for the first time the NBA championship. And being a Denver girl, she had to go back there for the games. And they won. And I'm happy for them. 46 years. They haven't had a championship since Ralph Kingston, I think. Ralph Sampson. With the old ABA. Wow. Really, really, really amazing times. So, I'm going to do a quick news for everybody, and I'm going to get out of here because tomorrow is Father's Day, or Sunday's Father's Day, and all you fathers out there, I wish all you guys the best. Lord knows we need it, don't we? Anyway, the girls are, my daughters taking me out for Chinese, my favorite, of course. And I'll take a couple bites and head back to the house to work on my chicken coop. So, Professor Roy is out on book duty for for Arizona State University. And by the way, they were talking about that. I got some replies back from the my Spotify account at Galaxy Radio, because I read that book, Philip Segeser, the basically Primera, Alta Primera. Basically, was a book, or it was the history of the Sonoran Desert, And if you remember that, he was one of the priests after all the mighty gold rush that King Carlos and King Charles accused them of stealing from the country, stealing from the treasury, not giving their fair share. So they decided to take all the Jesuits and round them up, take all their wealth, forced march to where they died, marching from Prima America. Oh, Primera, Alta Primera. Marched him all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, put him on his ship. Sent them back to Spain, where they were tried for treason. Confiscated all the church's money, took their property, took their gold, their silver, took everything. Called him an outcast and threw the Jesuits out. And it basically was a darn shame, because the Jesuits, they rendered unto Caesar what was Caesar. They gave the crown a fifth of their earnings from worldwide enterprises. And lo and behold, it wasn't enough, because the king kept having tons of wars, cost him a ton of money. And so he kept leaning on the church to take more and more money from them. And then when you owe so much money and you can't pay it back, then you accuse them of crimes against the crown. And you just take their stuff. Don't that sound familiar? Yeah, it sounds familiar. It never goes away, huh? Greed never goes away. Anyway, we're having a family reunion for coming up in October. Sherry Smith, Sherry Smith Jones, and Christine, and Sarah, and they're all working on it, Sandy and everything. Now, we've been buying presents like crazy for this October family reunion out here in Phoenix. We got a beautiful park area. Then we're going to rent porta potties for us. And we've been buying tons of presents. I mean, we've been spending money like crazy. I've decided for me, because I'm pretty sure it'll probably be my last one going to family reunion at my time and age. I'm way past due time, so I'm really living on borrowed time. But I'm happy as crazy, and I ain't mad about it. But anyway, I've been spending my money buying just tons of stuff. So we're going to have these deluxe gift baskets. And I mean, we have been shelling out money for, speakers and all kinds of beauty kits and electronics and cameras and all kinds of devices, medical makeup devices, just watches. We got toys, boy. I mean, we got purses, we got wallets, we got everything. I mean, these gift bags, just on a retail gift bag, I figure each gift bag is going to be worth $250, maybe $300 a piece. And we're looking forward to having at least 30 adults, maybe about 50 or 60 kids. And I'm talking about kids under 17. Everybody over 18 are adults as far as I'm concerned. But then we've got it broken down to where 0 to 9 is the preschoolers. And then we're going to go with 10 to, say 10. Well, we do 10 to 15. Basically, pre-teeners, young teenagers. And then we have the older teenagers between, let's say, I think we're going to do maybe 16 to 19, 16 to 20 for the young adults. Maybe a raise up. We'll see what the sisters got to say about this. And Wanda's going to be figuring out how we're going to work this out. Now, a good idea that Wanda came up with is that we take all the presents and we're going to put them all in baskets. Even Brenda thought about this. We're going to get regular bamboo baskets, big bamboo, and put singular products in each one of these baskets. So one basket will have watches, then the next basket will have electric watches, and the next basket will have wallets, purses, makeup, electronics, earpieces, ghetto blasters, little power Wi-Fi speakers, a lot of those. Medical devices, we got a lot of medical devices, okay? All kinds of wonderful, wonderful things. Like I said, this gift basket, they're not going to be mad. They're not going to be mad at all. I trust you. This is going to be fun. Oh, and something else that came up. Erica was here. Erica and Dominic came out to visit. So happy to see it. If you saw the video, we were all out on Bartlett Lake on the boat, running around out there. It was so wonderful seeing her. The first time she came to visit me since we've been here. She's been here before, Of course, Dominic, he's been here 6 or 7 times, with Grandma and Grandpa coming to visit, and he comes out here and spoils the chickens. Such a wonderful person. Great spirit, great person. Great things for that young man. But anyway, Dominic was here, and he and DJ, they were all in the boat. They were all out in the water. You could see the video, and it was fun. But anyway, we got into, Erica brought up a situation that I thought was really unique to talk about. And I'm going to ask everybody about it, what we should do about it. Now, back when I left and moved to Colorado, one of the things that I did was I started my own school. And basically I did it without a necessity because most of the people we were in contact with were either getting out of jail being felons for doing drugs or all kind of crazy stuff. And we ended up going down to the jailhouse visiting these guys most of the time. So running into people, we figured wow, most of these guys are going to be getting out soon. So maybe we should be able to help these people turn their life around. Start helping them get jobs, getting them secure in the communities. So we partnered with a church. And their philosophy really wasn't my philosophy, what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. So anyway, I broke away from them, and in 1988, I started my own school called the University Angel Fire. Point blank simple. I filed for my paperwork with the Department of Education with the state of Colorado, and I gave them my curriculum and what I wanted to do, and immediately I was slapped down instantly. Boom. They made me go through hoops. Okay, first of all, what I wanted to teach in my curriculum was, at the time, was computer programming. Okay? How are you going to teach these kids to work on computers and software if they don't know how it works? They don't know where to put their fingers on the keyboards. You have to teach them, how to type. Then you teach them how to do small programming. You teach them how to write. You teach them how to write stories. We only did that. We rescued all kinds of craziness from people. Put a lot of kids in music. I mean, we eventually, God must have released about 12 albums there from everybody in Colorado. Plus, all around the country we had with the D-Town label, that we basically I had just sitting on the side. Now, Erica said, well, Uncle, you got your own university. Like I said. So anyway, I couldn't become a school with the rest of them. So they said they made me an offer I really couldn't refuse. They said, you can become a seminary, a theological seminary. You can become an institute. You can be, that kind of school. School for the heart and the soul and the mind. But as far as hardcore teaching, no, you're not going to do that. So that's when the famous letter to Clarence Thomas back in 1992 comes about, with me asking the newly minted Chief Justice. The question was from me to him, to Clarence Thomas, who talks for God? If aliens came down from the sky, who would talk for mankind? And that was a serious question. I asked the Chief Justice, who is going to talk for mankind? If the aliens, obviously, the aliens are falling out of the sky today, man, in Las Vegas, I guess they're real. There's picture, I asked the question, where's the picture cams? Where's the camera shots from the house area with all where this alien craft allegedly crashed? A crash means you've got debris in the ground, right? I didn't see no debris anywhere. I didn't see nothing. But I've been asking, where are these picture cameras? Where are the cameras from all these houses? And this is a big neighborhood, people. You're talking 300-400 houses. I'm going to discount 300 houses in the neighborhood. I'm going to discount 250 of them does not have cameras in their houses. Out of 300 homes, 250 of them do not have cameras nowhere on their property. Not. Some of the pictures from these cams are starting to show up. And YouTube is starting to go crazy. And they're banning these pictures from being on YouTube for breach of ethics. And these guys are losing their accounts. Okay? Because these pictures are slowly starting to come out now. Like the police officer said, hey, we're taking this serious. This is the first time they've been taking it serious. But other things are happening too. If you're a friend of Skinwalker Ranch and beyond Skinwalker Ranch, this stuff is getting really interesting now with all this deep ground radar penetration. Things are happening crazy. Skinwalker Ranch is kind of being really nuts these days. It's getting more real. I mean, when you get a piece of property that's starting to fight back. I mean, this is crazy, huh? You're on a piece of property that's fight you back every day that you're there. You can't do anything. You can't go nowhere. This thing constantly fighting you. Orbs, lightning strikes, craziness. Okay? And I mean, it's constant. It's not going away. This stuff is like really out there. So, yeah. So is the aliens, are they real? Well, they've been real since day one. But you ever said anything about aliens, they look at you like you were crazy. Now, we got a problem. But the problem started way back with the young Warner von Braun, when he came over and perfected rocket ships to go to the moon. And the last thing that he said as he was walking off the stage, under his breath, and they caught it on tape, he said, now we got to go fight the aliens. Wasn't that crazy? Now we got to go fight the aliens. So anyway, oh, the young lady that shot through the door. That killed her neighbor. I call her young because she's only 58. Of course, she's a young lady. But my God, how do you shoot through the door and you got the gun and you're nervous and scared for your life? Somebody knock on the door and talking about giving my kids iPad back and you shoot them and you're scared? Wow. Okay. I'll I'll be a huckleberry. I'll bite on that one. Right? Wrong. Ain't gonna work that way. Ain't gonna work that way at all. So anyway, we were talking about Erica and the school. So anyway, eventually, with my board of directors that I had on my University of Angel Fire out in Fairplay, Colorado, that I started in 1988 at our compound called Fairfield Compound. And our compound was approximately 100 miles west of Pikes Peak. And when the cold in the wintertime would come off that mountain, boy, they hit you like a razor blade. But I loved the property. Lots of water, lots of deers, lots of trees. Just impeccable piece of property up there. Anyway, on my board of directors, we had nurses, doctors, lawyers, and Indian chiefs. A whole plethora of folks. And as they know, I got voted out of my own university. But I didn't leave. I didn't leave lying down. Of course, I put a poison pill in the works. And I granted myself degrees. I granted myself SDC Institute and Bite Radiation Technology Institute. They became my babies, and that's what I worked with, SDC Institute. But as time went on, the idiots that took my university, they failed to make it function. They quit showing up. Eventually, everything crashed and burned. And I had an opportunity to go back and pick up the ashes. So I picked up the ashes of my University of Angel Fire Theological Seminary Institute and school. Picked up the pieces of my little university and put it online. It's been linked in. It was when LinkedIn came in, I told everybody about the university. You know, it's just a seminary school of theology. Now, believe it or not, if you want to get your theological degree, you can buy one. You can buy them all day long. All depends on how much money you donate to these precious people, you know. And it starts off real simple, you know. Ordinations with a theological degree given to me by my school, which I have, and it's worthy, and I got it. I have the same powers. Mom and dad had the same powers. All right? In a degree program that you're giving for theological ordination and things like that, they're called graduate certificates. Okay? They're not necessarily degrees. They're graduate certificates. They can be called graduate diplomas. All right? But they cannot be called graduate degrees because only the parochial schools can give away a degree, according to the parochials. But a religious university, pardon me, can do that and more. Except they can't give away a graduate degree. They can give away graduate certificates, graduate diplomas. All legal, perfectly. And you can be ordinary, or have an ordination too. That's perfectly good. Okay? So, going to give you a quick commercial right here while I clear my throat and let everybody know where we're at. Hang in there with me, dear people. Love it so.
You are listening to the award-winning radio show from SDC Radio Works. This is Smith Bits Talk Radio Magazine. With your host, Kenneth Howard Smith. Thanks for listening.
Oh, okay, there we are. Thanks for listening. Got to do that 7-minute thing. FCC Reels. But anyway, good people. Back to the degree program. Now, we basically got a lot of work on these. We started out really simple, nothing outrageously crazy. Ordinations, free ones. Basically, an ordination says you will carry on the faith. Okay? It has nothing, it's religious, basically, degree. Not controlled by the government, except in some countries that I have given ordinations and graduate certificates to. I could not use the name University of Angel Fire Theological. So we have other sub schools because a lot of countries will not let, a religious type founding in their country to give their people recognition for degrees. Really simple, right? But no, there's a lot of people that can't get these things, even if you give them away. My theological setup is under 3 or 4 different umbrellas. We have the SDC Institute, basically, which handles everything. But underneath it is the University of Angel Fire Theological Seminary Institute. Okay? That's the main issuing body. And under that, we break off stratiations of different degree facilities in different parts of the country. Part of the world, excuse me. Some of the world organizations, I should say some of the countries that I degree on ordinations with, that we present graduate certificates to as doctorates of theological practices, basically. Doctor Divinity was theological. And we have several schools that are registered in certain countries that will let us talk to some of their populations. Some is good, some is bad. Sometimes I get some hits on it, sometimes I don't. So he was asking the question. So Erica said, well, Uncle, you can give away certificates. I go, yeah, I can. And we do. Never really offered any because, like I said, I told Eric, I said, your father is the first minister I ever know to graduate from college. Everybody else was tapped on the head with the Bible, and you're it. Go out and preach the word. Those are the guys I was raised with. Screaming and yelling and jumping around. Theater, theater, theater. Scare you into whatever. It's always fire and brimstone. How life is going to treat you on the other side of this mound. Oh, But it's a lot better than that. I swear it is. It really, really is. But I'm not fighting nobody about it. But so we decided, well, we can do this. So I have never really had an opportunity to grant degrees to our family. Ain't nobody really asked for them because they don't really think it's really real. Ain't it funny? But anyway, after Mom passed away, Wanda got Mom's ministerial certificates for her ordination and her, theological for being a minister. Okay, I have too. Over the years, I've gotten tapped on the head too. Okay, I've got ordinations. I've been ordained as a chaplain, a pastor, chancellor, and a bishop. Okay, I've been ordained these, and I got paperwork for all of that stuff. And yeah, they charge you to death for it. But I also got another little school too that I happened to resurrect that was kind of happening years ago that I never really thought that much about. And that was the Royal Academy, which was started by Zsa Zsa Gabor's husband, Princess Anna. And as I told how I hooked up with Zsa Zsa and him in the early days in Hollywood was we all only had the same publicist. Her name was Audrey P. Franklin, the Franklin Agency. And if you're in Hollywood, you got to have an agent to get you out and about. And at the time I was there, the two biggest agents in town was Linda Gray and Associates and Audrey P. Franklin. Okay, Linda Gray, I think Hasselhoff was with them. Oh, everybody's with them. I was with Audrey P. Franklin. And we had Zsa Zsa Gabor, Ella Fitzgerald, Merle Fankhauser, she had a whole bunch, a whole pile by herself. And hanging out with these people you always end up having to go on their parties somewhere with these folks. Of course, at the time, I think I had just become president of D-Town Records, living in Motown. And we was getting D-Town up and off the rosters and getting it working. And so we'd always end up going to these parties, with the young lady that started Honey West, Anne Francis. She had a gallery not too far down the street from where I lived. I think I told the story before. So I'm like an old man repeating myself. But anyway, Anne Francis was one of my dearest friends. And, hanging out with Audrey Franklin, with all these people, which we knew. Because she had all these stars, with their galleries. And Audrey did all the press work, television, and everything. So I was part of that, too. And we all kind of lumped in together, and we produced a lot of records. But one of the things that I got talked into was the Royal Academy. The Royal Academy of Prince Frederick von Hall and Countess Zsa Zsa Gabor. And these are real people. And so once you join this little clique, I didn't have that kind of money, but you can buy a crown. You can buy anything you want. You can start anything you want, right? It grows around you, or it grows without you, or it falls dead and falls to the ground. People don't believe you. They don't understand that your numbers fit in the same slot as the numbers from business office machines, or international business machines, or GMC, Bank of America, everybody else who has a business or anything else. You got a number that registers you. Since I'm a closed business and we're locally family owned, I don't have to show anybody anything because it ain't none of their business what we do. And I don't, but we buy stock. We buy tons of stock for all kinds of places. We buy equipment, buy houses, we buy property. We all do all kind of crazy stuff. And we're all family owned. Keep it under par. Every once in a while we run across somebody that want to beat us up. They don't like us for some reason. Bummer, huh? But anyway, not gonna fight about it. So anyway, Erica's request was basically, I was gonna ask if Uncle Keith, if Keith and Sandy was ever thought about, you know, issuing. I know they do ordinations. You know, I'm pretty sure they do. He can. I know Mother could. And Mother did. It's just a piece of paper with somebody's signature on that vouches for you that you're going to do the right thing. If you do the wrong thing, you disavow them. Right? And say, hey, you lost the faith or you ain't adhering to the code of, peace, love, and happiness. You're out here causing static. And that's really kind of uncalled for. So anyway, I'm thinking about that, Miss Erica. And everybody don't know our Miss Erica Watley, who is, I call her Dr. Surgical. She is a surgical nurse. And she's getting ready to retire from being a nurse. She tells me some of the stories in her surgical room. Kind of make you go, ooh. Over the years, she said, Uncle, some of the doctors that I work with on some of the surgeries, they forget what tools to pick up to start. They don't even know how to start. For some reason, they go into like a panic attack. They don't know where to start first. And she goes, I have to remind them, oh, doctor, this is our patient. We're going to do this and that. And we're going to start with this. Here's your tools right here. And this is the one you want. Let's start with this one. She gives them the tools to start the operation. She counts for every swab, every sponge, everything. Nothing does not leave her sight that she doesn't know about. This went on for over 17 years, every surgery. Loss on her surgeries must be a miracle. I'm pretty sure she lost some, but overall, her services was exemplary. Erica, we love you. And she's a graduate out there from Memphis, you guys. Memphis, Tennessee graduate. And what else I got to talk about before I get out of here? So anyway, we're going to talk about ordinations. Like I said, I give ordinations away for free. You can go to my website. Just go to sdc.net and click on what's up there on our website? What does it say? When you come up to the page, oh, there it is. It'll say SDC Institutes. You click on it, and you'll get you have our whole listings there. We have a voiceover academy from the SDC Institute, and we had and what else we got? Oh, we got voice. You can get a voiceover certificate. You can be accredited from us for our school. We have a voiceover school. We've got tons and tons of practice tapes. Just hours and hours and hours and hours of practice tape. The VOA has its own radio station, so when you practice, you send us your practice tape, and we put it up. Basically, it becomes a job interview too. It's quite unique and really fun, but we enjoy it. I swear we do. But anyway, I'm running out of time. My hour's up. I'm tired. I'm getting dry mouth. I got to get out of here, and I know you guys are tired of hearing me. But anyway, our hearts go out to our family, to Gilchrists and everybody for losing our baby brother. God, just too young, man. Too young. Half my age, and he's already gone. Whew. Gets rough, people. But hey, we love everybody. Thoughts and prayers with all of us, me included. I need them. Anyway, Smith family, Williams, Blends, Joneses, Chases, Gilchrists, Olivers, Smiths, Olivers. Oh, Dante Starr. We ain't forgot about you either, buddy. You in there too. Thank you for listening to it. You gotta hang in there and call us sometime. Send me an email. Let me know you calling, because my phone is set up. If the number I don't know, it says that the phone is scam caller, which I know really most of them ain't, but it won't let me pick it up. Things happen like that. But anyway, Star family, you in our hearts too. And to my daughters, Christine, Crystal, Sarah, thank you for taking care of the old man. I know it's crazy at times, but y'all the best thing I got in my life. Love you all. I'm out of here. Here we go, people. Get going. Thank you for hanging out with us.
This is SDC Radio 1. Lock it on to the best station on the net, around the planet on the World Wide Web. In the mix.